Welcome back to the Stacker 2 pre-race show. Welcome back live in Martinsville. A look at the current point standings. Matt Kenseth trying to flag down Sterling Marlin. They each have won twice this year. Look at rookie Jimmy Johnson, an impressive third. His teammate Jeff Gordon, he is a quiet sixth as we welcome you back. And this the 8th of 36 races of the season. Let's go to Jeff Gordon, who is with our Steve Burns.
Thanks, Chris. Jeff Gordon's got a great record here. 3 wins, starts from the pole today, led over 1,000 laps. Is this today you can break that 15-race winless streak?
I hope so. I mean, we certainly have the car and the team to be able to do it. You know, coming off of a great run at Texas, it certainly helps. And sitting on the pole is going to help a lot, too. But, it's no different than any other weekend. We got to work hard. We got to communicate well and hope that we get a little good fortune going our way, and I think we can win a race.
Jeff, you've assumed a leadership role in this sport. Do you agree with NASCAR's decision to park Kevin Harvick for a race?
Oh, that's their decision, it's not mine. I don't know how all that works, but I know that some of the actions that they took yesterday weren't appropriate, but I don't know how that relates to today. All
right, well, best of luck today, Jeff. Thanks for your time. Well, in this season of the young gun, Jimmy Johnson has been one of the sharpest shooters.
Look who's coming right there. Rookie Jimmy Johnson.
Gotta get hot rod, man. Just trying to be smart here.
Jimmy Johnson slices through the middle.
Welcome to paradise.
Another just fantastic day for the 48 car. Rookie guy, doing it. What a whale of a job.
26-year-old Jimmy Johnson is a certified rookie sensation. Currently third in points. He has 5 career top 10 finishes, all in the last 5 races. But this racetrack tends to favor the veterans. And Jimmy Johnson has never run a competitive lap at Martinsville Speedway. How will you run your race today?
First of all, we got to survive. If you finish this race, you're going to be in good shape. Here in the super speedways, the short tracks and super speedways, you have such an opportunity to lose a lot of points. So we're going to flip the survival switch on and then try not to make anybody mad and have anything happen there and get spun out and tear your car up. So the hand signals are going to be important and taking care of your brakes just to be there at the end of the race today.
Okay, good luck. Hope that all works out for you. To Chris Myers.
All right, thanks, Dick. Back with Jeff Hammond, and of course, Jeff Gordon is on the pole, finishing second at Texas. His best finish this year. He has yet to win. He has a streak of 15 straight races without a win. And Chevy's overall, they haven't won this year, but it looks like with the first 4 cars starting today, our Chevys, it looks like this could be their day.
It very easily could be. What surprised me is it's taken this long to get into victory lane with the amount of talent they've got out there on the track and the type of cars they've got. I'm really surprised it's taken a rule change and then coming to a short track like Martinsville all of a sudden show their kind of like dominance. And I really think that today could be the day and turn things around.
And Jeff Gordon looking to do that. Last year at this point, Chevy already had 4 victories. What about Yates Motors and the frustration that they've been experiencing this season?
It's hard to say. I talked to Doug Yates not too long ago, and I know they were really working hard to try to correct all the problems. For some reason, it seemed like everything got turned upside down at Yates Racing recently. Not only just their engines, but their aerodynamic program was not very good. So they've been working very hard on all aspects of that team. And I think, speaking also to Todd Parrott today, he is very encouraged about them getting into victory lane today. He thinks he can come from the back, get track position, and still win this race.
On the other side, Roush Motors, very successful. Matt Kenseth coming off the big victory, his second of the season. Dale Jarrett, who won the race last year, still looking to win his first race this year. He starts at the back of the pack in the 31st spot. We're live in Martinsville, Virginia on FX, counting down to the start of the race, and we'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to the Stacker 2 pre-race show. Crowd gathering here in Martinsville, Virginia on a warm spring day, ready for racing. Some fans passionate about Kevin Harvick, who's not racing. He's been parked, cannot appeal until NASCAR decides when they'll allow him back after going a little bit above and beyond. Meanwhile, Ken Schrader's car, front and center, featuring M&M's new colors. He will drive this car in the next 4 races. The world will get a new color, global color vote for M&M when all the votes are counted in June. The winning color will be on Schrader's car at Bristol in August. These are the possible new colors here that you can vote on. Purple Power, Think Pink, that's Jeff Hammond's favorite, and awesome, I kid because I care, and Awesome Aqua. We're going to hear from Jeff in a moment. He's already hustled down to his cutaway car. We're closing in on the start of the Virginia 500. Here is Jeff Gordon, who is on the pole. We'll be back on the Stacker 2 pre-race show on FX in a moment. Welcome back to the Stacker 2 pre-race show. Welcome back to the Virginia 500 Course FX. The race today and a lot more coming up. Night racing from Richmond, also the All-Star event, the Winston from Charlotte and Dover, Delaware. If you don't have FX, you see the number to order and tell your friends about it to catch the races. Nice to have you with us. The Virginia 500 presented by Yamaha. And the keys for today's race include brakes and gears. Our favorite gearhead, Jeff Hammond, is at the Ford Cutaway car to show us exactly what to look for today. Jeff?
That's right. One of the first things you got to do, you got to keep the nose on this race car. A lot of these teams have put the bars in there. Short track racing at its finest. The other thing is, you look right here, the big brake duct. The best way to keep these brakes on these race cars is cool them properly. Extra fans, 3 hoses, getting these brake ducts where they really fit the caliper, cool these pads. If not, if you look here, this is a new pad, this is a used pad. Only 200 laps on this used one, and you can see pretty quickly, if you don't cool them, you'll lose them. We always talk about what might happen. One thing that may happen here today is a guy could experience gear problems. You've got to cool the rear gear like never before when it comes to a short track, and Martinsville is one of the worst. Proper ducking, extra ducking, all above has got to be done to keep these rear gears cool. Otherwise, you'll fall out of the race. If you look at this graphic we brought up since 1949, it's not wrecks that gets everybody in trouble. Believe it or not, it's rear gears. It's not brakes, it's a rear gear. It's leading the pack. Believe me, you got to keep it cool today, guys. How about that, Chris? Would you believe it? Rear gears?
I'm actually a little surprised. You always got to cover your rear end in a race like this. And with 6 wins, Rusty Wallace has the most victories at Martinsville of any active driver. He's starting 5th today. Rusty, always one of the drivers to watch at a short track. Let's see who our pit reporters are keeping an eye on in today's race. We'll start with the Totally NASCAR's Steve Burns. Steve?
Well, Chris, it's been a disappointing season for Bobby Hamilton thus far, but he may give these fans something to cheer about today. He dominated a race here 4 years ago, winning from the pole. He won both races here, or led both races here a year ago, but didn't win. He's a master at saving his brakes, and today he starts second. To Speedway Illustrated's Dick Berggren.
Rusty Wallace is the man at Martinsville. 15 top 5s, more than any other driver. 6 wins, more than any other driver in today's race. He's led over 3,400 laps today. He said the car is absolutely to his liking. Rusty Wallace is a clear favorite. To Matt Yoakum.
Dick, for Tony Stewart, all you have to do is mention 3 words: short track racing. A former Martinsville winner, Smoke. How jacked up are you to be back here today?
Really excited. I mean, our car's been driving really good all weekend. Greg Zippodelli and everybody on the team has worked really hard this week to get the Home Depot Pontiac where it needs to be. And we were second quickest in the first session yesterday and quickest on the second session. So, we're pretty excited about it. I mean, you never know what's going to happen at Martinsville. A lot of things can happen on the bull ring here, but if we can keep the sides on this thing all day, I think we definitely got a top 5 in this and maybe a win.
Tony Stewart, 4 short track wins on his resume, on the drive for 5 today. Chris?
All right, thanks, Matt. Guys, here's who our analysts like. Jeff Hammond going with Hamilton, Larry Mactix, Terry Labonte, and DW going with Ricky Rudd. We're just about ready to drop the green flag. At the last short track race in Bristol, we saw drivers fighting both in their cars and out of their cars, so who knows what we're going to see in this race today. Hope you've enjoyed the Stacker 2 pre-race show. Stick around. Darrell Waltrip, Larry McReynolds. Oh, and those famous words that DW says are right around the corner on FX.
Baseball has its Wrigley Field. The NFL, Lambeau Stadium, home of the Packers. For racing, big league racing, its roots run deep at Martinsville, Virginia. This track has been here for 53 years, originally dirt, now asphalt and concrete. It alone, from the early tracks of NASCAR, the early half miles, has survived and plays host to Winston Cup racing today on FX, the Virginia 500, presented by Yamaha. What a wonderful place this is, nestled in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Long been my favorite track to come to, and the reason, as you'll see in a minute, is just all the fender flailing action. Mike Joy with Larry McReynolds, who won here with Ernie Irvin, and Darrell Waltrip, an 11-time Martinsville winner. This place is just so special.
Well, what I've always liked about this place is, and the first time I ever came here, you always felt like you could reach out and touch the fans. You drive off in that first turn, it was like you were driving off into a sea of people. There was an atmosphere here that was like no other place we'd go. Speedways, fans are far away, you don't feel them. Here, not only do you feel your buddies on the track, but you can feel the emotion of the fans in the stands here as well.
There's no super speedway like it, that's to be certain. But this track is shaped like a paperclip, Larry. It's 2 drag strips connected by 2 U-turns in that long winding pit road. Just one pit road now. So what's more important today, tires or track position?
Track position. You got to have that track position. I looked at the final practice sheet from yesterday. Everybody's running the same speed. Sterling Marlin told me this morning. He said you can be 2.5, 3/10 quicker than a car. You can be on fresh tires. He can be on old tires. You catch him. You know how you get by him? You go up there and bump him out of the way. But I will say this, as hot and slick as this racetrack is, last 100 laps or so, I want 4 fresh tires on that car. That's what won Dale Jarrett this race a year ago.
Yeah, and I do believe that pit selection, qualifying, could also be a big key to the success of this race, because where you are on that pit lane will determine, can I get 4? Because you're going to be in and out first. Back down the pit lane, get trapped in, maybe you only get 2 just so you can get out with the other guys.
The corners are concrete, the straightaways asphalt, the transitions are difficult, as we'll discuss with Darrell, who practiced Stacy Compton's car here yesterday. We are set to go short track slam bang at Martinsville, where the laps go by in the blink of an eye.